हम अपना माइक म्यूट कर दें।
Good evening, guys. A warm welcome to all of you who have joined us today as we embark an enlightening journey into the world of version control with Git and GitHub. Let's get to the agenda. Sorry for the interruption. So, good evening, guys. A warm welcome to all of you who have joined us today as we embark an enlightening journey into the world of version control with Git and GitHub. So, let's get to the agenda. Before getting to the agenda, let's introduce to the speakers for this session. One that will be me. I am Musharraf Parvez, Head Executive of Web Development Domain. And with me, we have Ayush Kumar, who is an Associate Executive of Web Development Domain. We also have a guest speaker, Anshit Mishra, who is an open source contributor from ITM University, Gwalior. So now let's get started. Actually, you must have all heard about version control system. Version control system is a smart tool that helps work people to work together on different projects. Like we can work together on a single project without getting interrupted. It keeps track of the changes made to the files, kind of like saving different versions of a document. Let's say you have a document of version 1 and you have made some changes in them. You can directly roll back to the previous changes. For example, let me just demonstrate you. Let's say you have a website of version 1 and you have made some changes and it is now upgraded to version 2. Now, let's say you have messed up this code and now you want to roll back to the version 1 changes. You can directly do this with a version control system. It saved every version of your code. So it's like having a time machine for your work, right? You can just roll back anytime you want at any commit. We'll get that soon. So you must have know about Git and GitHub, right? It's actually a great version control system. And do you guys know Git is not equals to GitHub? Yeah, Git is actually not equals to GitHub. Git is a CLI based command tool, and GitHub is actually a web platform. So what actually is Git? Git is actually a CLI command line interface based tool which is used for taking snapshots of each and every task. So here snapshots means the version of your code. It record all the version of your code at a time. Let it be version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Okay, it stores all the changes of the time at a it stores all the version of your code at a specific time. Okay, so Git is like an all-rounder in a team. If you mess up, Git is there to cover up. If anything happens to your present code, you can always roll back to the version 1. So Git can go back in time, can save your work repeatedly, and many more. It is far most used tools by the developers. If you're a developer, let it be a web development, Android development, you must know Git. So coming up to the basic terminologies you should know about before getting to GitHub. So one of them is repositories. Actually, repositories is nothing but it's just like a folder structure. As you can see in the diagram here, it stores all the assets and the files of your code. It can store everything. Let it be a readme file, .txt file, or any JS file or HTML file. Okay, it can contain anything you want. It is basically like a storage. Now branch is an essential topic for in while coming to the Git and GitHub. With the branch you can do open source contribution. We'll surely cover that in next slides. And you can also collaborate with the help of branch. Let's say we have a code, and here Ayush have a code with, and he's making a project with me. Okay, and now I have to contribute to this website without disturbing Ayush main repository. Okay, I'll just create a branch here, and it will be copied at my own repo, and I can make any changes I want, and I can just push back to Ayush repo. Ayush will surely demonstrate this on another slides. Okay, here you can see if you change any branch, if your changes are in the branch are good, you can merge them with the main code. If not, you can make improvement without affecting the main code base. Like if I made a change in a Ayush website and Ayush doesn't like it, he can surely discard my branch or discard my changes. Okay, it won't affect his own code base. So commit. Previously I've told you about snapshots. Commit are those which are commit is are used to store snapshots. Okay, so this is what a commit look like. Okay, this is your commit ID. With this you can just scroll back. Let's say after this commit you made one more commit. Okay, it will have a different ID, but if you want to roll back to this previous commit, you will use this ID. This ID is used to roll back the changes. Okay, commit store information like the about the creator, the time it is committed, and the ID. So there are basic commands in GitHub. Git like push. Push is basically a command which is used to upload your local commits and changes to the remote repository. Okay, let's say you have a code of HTML and CSS in your IDE. Okay, and you want to upload it to the GitHub cloud. Okay, there is a certain flow, but at the last you would use git push that will be pushed directly to the GitHub cloud. Okay, and with the in this GitHub cloud, all the collaborators would obviously see your project. Now there is another command known as pull. Pull is basically let me explain with example. Okay, let's say this is Ayush website, and let's say here is a tag called hello world. Okay, and I have copied this website. Okay, and making some changes, and I've written hello everyone. And at the same time, Ayush also changed this with let's say hello Ayush. So I won't be it. The changes won't be reflected to me until and unless I ran this command git pull. It is like a synchronization. Okay, it will synchronize with the previous main code base to my own repo. Okay, so let's move forward. This is the workflow of GitHub. Okay, here you can see this is a working directly. This is your local code space. Okay, that which you code on let's say VS Code. Okay, now committing for committing to the GitHub, pushing the code to the GitHub, there is a certain workflow which you have to follow. Okay, so first command is add, git add. Okay, with this command, the all the code that is in your working directory will go to a stage changes where it will be checked. Okay, after this, the next command is get commit. Okay, so git commit is where the changes will be gone to local git. Here your changes will be saved as a snapshot. Okay, previously an order while doing this. You have to first commit git add to add the your files to the changes. Then you have to commit it to make a snapshot of it, and then finally push it to the main GitHub. Okay, this is a photo. This is a demonstration. If you don't follow the order, your passengers will be left out and the plane will fly without the passengers. Okay. So now Ayush will demonstrate how to like set up Git and many more.
Thank you, Musharraf. So now let's dive into the practical world of GitHub and Git. Give me a minute to share my screen. So now, firstly, we will try to set up Git for Windows. All you have to do is simply search Git for Windows, and then you have to head to the website named as Git SCM. In this site, just you have to simply click it, and then you will find different methods to install Git. They are mainly using the exe file or the winget method. You can use any method, it would not affect the installation process. For now, I will use the standalone installer, the 64-bit Git for Windows. Simply, I've already downloaded the setup, so I will proceed further. Just click on the setup and then wait for the pop-up. Just tap next. And you don't have to change anything. All the default settings will be applied and simply the Git will be installed without any inconvenience. It's a very simple process. You don't have to change anything at all. Just you have to click on install and the whole process will be done by the setup file. Now, after installing, you can now create your GitHub ID. For creating the GitHub ID, you can just search for GitHub website. So now click on the sign up option over here. And now Git has made the sign up process very easier. Its UI is very interactive and everything is smooth. You don't have to sweat over the installation process and anything. Just simply enter any email ID you have. Like I'll be using my another email ID. Simply go and create any give any password you want. It's a very easy process, so I don't think I need to explain further. Just use a unique and professional username for the GitHub, and make sure it's professional because you will be sharing with all the potential, what to say, companies and for different opportunities. They will always look for your GitHub profile. So make sure the name is looking very professional. So now moving further, after you have set up the GitHub account, you can just now proceed to make any kind of project you're wanting to. So let's say I have a demo project over here. I will name this project as demo. And in this, I will just simply have any kind of text file. Uh, Simple file. I don't have to change anything. And now in this window, you just have to right click on any empty space. And you have to open the Git bash. After opening the Git bash, since it will be first time, so you have to configure your GitHub, the Git bash over here. So firstly, you have to register your email ID, username, and password. And I will write a command for it. So it's git config -- global. Firstly, username, user email. It will be under the comma. So my email is this one. Now proceed. And now same thing for the password. Whatever your password is, obviously I won't be typing it over here. I've already configured my password. So whatever your password, just type it and then press enter, and the account will be configured. And now you have to initialize an empty repo over here. Initialize empty repo. The command for it is git init. After that, you have to add all these folders in that the empty repo. Git add space dot command. And now you have to add the origin link. For that, you have to create an empty repo in your GitHub ID. So now I will move over to my GitHub ID and just click on the new repo icon here, create a new repository. You can choose any name which is relevant to your project. So firstly, this is a demo one. Give any appropriate description for your project. Like it's my one for older project. And then you can add a readme file right over here, or you can add it later on by adding a new file option in the GitHub UI. So I will skip it and just create the repository. All the commands which I have written are already there, like git init, and the git add dot means add all the files which are present. In this, it's only adding readme.md, and then there is a commit message which I will be writing. Copy this link, git add your origin link, which you will be using to specify which repo you are going to push it. So now let's head over to the git bash again, and now you will add a message what you are actually adding. And this message needs to be relevant to the project or the changes you are going to make. Since it's my first project commit, so it's like what to say, a universal commit message. Like all the first commit is named as first commit only. So I will just push it. You can see all the changes which have been made, and then you just have to push it. This command is already here. Here it is written as main. It is main is a branch, but actually I'm in the master branch. So I will simply change it to master. Hit push. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add the origin. Now I have added the origin, and then rewrite the command. Hit push. Since the push is now successful, check for the error messages like I have checked here, like what was the error. And now just simply refresh to see whether changes have been confirmed or not. Now the text file is over here, and the whatever commit message I have written can be seen over here, the first commit. You can change anything, yeah, like you have added a new file, added a new PNG, like Musharraf said, or anything. Whatever changes you are making, make it short and just write it over here, and we will learn more about the committing in the next part. So now I will request Musharraf to continue.
Yeah, thank you, Ash, for the demonstration. So guys, until now, if you have any doubt, just ping in the comment box. We'll be waiting for your doubts. We'll wait 2 to 3 minutes for any doubt to appear. Okay, explain the commit a bit. Sure. So commits is like a snapshot. Let me just move to the commit slide. Yeah, here. So commit is just like a snapshot. इट इज़ मतलब वो समझ लो कि ये एक कंटेनर है जिसके अंदर एक पैरामीटर होगा, जो एक आईडी होगा, जो ये कमिट का आइडेंटिटी यूनिक बताने के लिए ये पास किया जाता है आईडी, एंड यूजर नेम होगा बी शेयर्ड विथ यू इन द ग्रुप्स. ओके, all the cheat sheet will be surely shared in the group. It is just like git checkout and the id of this commit. You will be rolled back to the that ये id वाला commit पे जो भी changes हुए होंगे. Okay, so next question is why to use GitHub. सी आप लोग को पता होगा कि आगे स्मार्ट इंडिया हैकाथॉन सारे हैं और बहुत सारे हैकाथॉन्स यूज होते हैं, उसमें आपकी टीम्स होंगे कुछ और यू विल बी वर्किंग ऑन सेम प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, सो गिटहब बना ही इसलिए ताकि यू कैन वर्क ऑन सिंपल प्रोजेक्ट. अगर तुम एक प्रोजेक्ट पे तुम काम करोगे और हर वर्जन तुमको बार बार किसी को कॉपी पेस्ट करके व्हाट्सएप पे देना होगा या मेल पे देना होगा, तो इट्स नॉट अ गुड प्रैक्टिस. ठीक है, वो एक चाहिए प्लेटफॉर्म जहाँ पे सारे टीम कोलैबोरेट कर सके एक तरह. लेट्स से तुम्हारा एक प्रोजेक्ट है, let's say weather forecasting. Okay, and there are 5 people there in the team. एक बंदा स्क्रीन पे काम कर रहा है जो होम स्क्रीन है, एक बंदा कॉन्टैक्ट पे काम कर रहा है. ओके, सो तुम लोग रिपीटेडली काम कर रहे हो एंड द चेंजेस आर बीइंग सेव्ड. तो उस बंदे को पता होना चाहिए ना कि तुमने क्या होम पे चेंजेस सेव किया, और इस बंदे को पता होना चाहिए क्या तुमने कॉन्टैक्ट पे चेंजेस सेव किया है. तो रेगुलरली सिंक होने के लिए गिटहब यूज़ होता है. ओके, वो ताकि तुमको कोलैबोरेट करने के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म दे सके. और सेकेंड बात ये है कि अगर तुम कुछ करते हो, लेट्स से तुम कुछ चेंजेस किए, अब बाद में वो चीज़ चला नहीं, लेकिन तुम रेगुलरली कमिट करते थे अपने चेंजेस को, तो you can just roll back to the previous commit as I've explained this. Okay, so I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Ankit Kumar Sahu, why to use GitHub, and Rajesh Lochan Chand explain the commit a bit more. Do you guys have any more questions? You can just ping in the chat box. Okay, now Suraj Kumar Sahu asked how to merge branch and how things are considered during merging process. Let me go to the branch topic first. Okay, I think you all have understood what the branch is. ठीक है, so एक कंसिडर करते हैं एक सिनेरियो कि ये एक लेट्स से वेबसाइट है वेदर फोरकास्टिंग का ही. ओके, तो अगर तुम्हें मर्जिंग के बारे में जानना है तो लाइक तुमने समझो इसका एक क्लोन बना लिया है. विल डिस्कस व्हाट इज क्लोन इन द फर्दर स्लाइड्स. ओके, मतलब ये कॉपी बना लिया तुमने इस वेबसाइट का. ओके, और तुम्हें इसे डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना है. ओके, इस वेबसाइट का जो मेन कोड है उसे डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना है, क्योंकि तुम कुछ चेंजेस किए और वो जो वेबसाइट मेन है वो गड़बड़ा गया तो बहुत मुश्किल है. ठीक है, तुम इसका एक ब्रांच बनाओ. एक होगा मेन ब्रांच जो कि सारा मेन और मास्टर. ओके, जो कि सारा कोड बेस रखेगा. ओके, and the another branch will you can create another branch. Let's name it demo. Okay, and you can clone this specific branch to make changes. Okay, once you have made the changes, you can directly pull to this push your code to this branch. Okay, and when the website owner will review your code, if this code seems appropriate and all the tests are passed, he or she will just merge this branch. Okay, so I hope it is clear. दिनेश अनबाजी, आप इंग्लिश में ही बेटर फॉर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आई होप, आई थिंक इंग्लिश ज़्यादा आसान होगा सबको समझने में. सो आई होप everyone is clear and you don't have any more doubts. We'll be having a doubt section at the end of this PPT. So coming up to GitHub. So you all have seen what GitHub is. Ayush has demonstrated very clearly what GitHub is. So GitHub is actually a web-based platform that provides a space where we can collaborate on different projects. Okay, तुम्हारा जो code, like your code, is being pushed to the GitHub cloud, and there people can collaborate, make contributions, or even copy your code. Okay, we can suggest changes to a repo. Like if you want to suggest a, if you, let's say you have a weather app. Okay, yeah, weather app is my favorite, so I keep using it. So let's say the weather app, and you want to suggest that icons are not good. Okay, you want some svg icons or material icons. Okay, so you will just copy it, you will make the changes. Okay, and you will tell this person that, hey, your icons are not good, you can just replace it with my code. Okay, if he or she will agree, you will be your branch, or you, as I previously explained, your branch will be merged. Okay, so this is why GitHub is used. Okay, Git is only for your local machine. Okay, GitHub is like a cloud. It is a platform that gives you a platform to collaborate with one another. Yeah, Abhipsha will be sharing the all the PPTs in the group along with some cheat sheet and resources. So Suraj Kumar Sahu asks, are there any chances of two same type of codes during branch merge, and how branch test is done? Okay, there might be occurring some conflicts if you do changes in the same same code. If let me explain. If there is a file called index.html and two-person are working on the same file, okay, there is a chance a conflicts occur. Okay, this is a bit more advanced topic. If you have asked, so I'm explaining it. Okay, so either you can accept the incoming, like the changes that have been made. एक पर्सन जो सेम फाइल पे इंडेक्स डॉट एच को अल्टर किया है, और एक पर्सन का जो पहले से इंडेक्स डॉट फाइल है, वो पर्सन या तो जो ये इस पर्सन ने कोड किया उसको एक्सेप्ट कर सकता है या तो डिक्लाइन कर सकता है. ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट अकर होता है रेगुलरली जब तुम सेम फाइल पे दो पर्सन साथ ही पुश कर रहे हो. सो यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड हाउ टू हैंडल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स. ओके, आई विल बी शेयरिंग सम रिसोर्सेज where there will be discussing about how to tackle with conflicts. Okay. Okay, so let's get forward. Sorry. So the next topic is fork. Okay, so sorry, fork is like, let's assume there is a website, CGU website. Okay, you want to make some changes without disturbing it. You can click on fork. Okay, you'll be getting a demonstration in later slides how to do forking and merging. Okay, you'll just click on fork and the CGU repository will be cloned in your own repository. Okay, let's say this is the profile of Ayush and this is the profile of my. Okay, with the fork option you can just copy this repo to your own repo, and you can just directly do some changes. Once you have done the changes, the same process, you have to commit, add and push. The difference is that when you will push the commits, it will be pushed to your repo only. Okay, if you want to if you want this code to be pushed to directly to Ayush repo, you'll have to open a PR request, that is pull request. Okay, it will be reviewed by Ayush. If he thinks that these changes are good for his website, he will merge it. Otherwise he'll discard it. Okay, that's how fork works. So coming up to coming up to I'm sorry, coming up to pull request. What actually are pull requests? Like I have told you ki whether I'll be raising some pull request, like if I have done some changes in the website. Let's say I have changed my background color or background image. Okay, I have changed my background color or background image or some icons. Okay, and I'll then just push it to the Ayush repo, sorry, mine repo, and I'll open up pull request. As the name suggests, if Ayush want, he can merge. Okay, he can merge my PR, or he can't. If he doesn't want, he can just directly discard the PR. Okay, So you can say a pull request is like asking your team to look at the changes you have made in your separate version of project and consider adding those changes to the main project. You can give a description about the PR in the GitHub's website. You will be demonstrated in the later slides. Okay, so if they don't feel like the changes are good, they can discard and close the pull request. But if they think that the changes are good, they can merge their code with them. Okay, so merging here means overwriting. If they merge it, the your code will be overridden with them. That's where branch concept come. If the changes are overridden to a specific branch, you should always have a copy of a branch that contains your main code base. It is like having a backup of your code. Okay. So I'll be requesting Ayush to give you a quick demo of what I've explained till now. So Ayush, please take over.
So here we go again, guys. So now once again we will be doing the practical of all this theory. I hope my screen is visible. So now let's proceed. So let's think Musharraf has created a very nice project, and this is his repo, which I think there might be something lacking, and I want to improve it. So if I don't know Musharraf in the real life, then how will I say I want to make some changes in his project? Then simply I'm going to fork his repo. As we all have seen the exact definition what is forking and how we can do it. So now we will be forking this repo. Uh, just you can just choose any firstly choose a project which you want to fork, and then go to that project, click on the fork icon over here, create a new fork. You can choose same, giving the same name or anything. Description also you can do give or not. It's your completely your choice. So I will just simply write anything demo, and you have to copy the main branch only, so that you are up to date with the exact changes and the exact project which is currently being used by the developer. So now we'll be creating the fork. So it will take few seconds. You just have to wait and chill. So now, once the repo has been cloned in my repository, its name as demo, and you can just see it has been forked from Black Rose Black Chat, which is the username of Musharraf. And now we will clone this repo. For cloning the repo, just go to this code section, copy this HTTPS link, and now head over to an empty folder. So I will be creating a new empty folder where I will be running this project. So let's name it as demo one. And now I will open the Git bash over here. The command flow cloning is very simple. Just write git clone and the URL which we have copied earlier. So here is the URL. So now the project has been cloned. Now we'll be changing directory inside this repo. So cd, whatever the folder name is. And now to make changes, you can use any choice of your IDE. I will be using Visual Studio Code. So this is the command for opening Visual Studio Code in the specified folder. So we will be assuming there are many loads of file, and I am going to change anything I want to, which will make this project more beginner friendly or make it more optimized. So let's say something written over here, and now I'm going to perform the changes. So I will just write, I will make the changes. In this, I will just write in hello world. I hope everyone. Just write anything. I'm writing anything for the demo only. So save the changes. Once you have ensured the changes have been saved, just minimize it and head back to that Git bash UI. And now While forking, you don't have to initialize the GitHub repo because the Git has been already initialized. You can see the hidden folder over here, .git, which have all the infos of the specified repo. So just simply write git add and then the commit message which you will be writing. So I will be writing made changes in README. Always make sure the commit messages are relevant and short so that a developer can easily read what exactly you have done and uh, think that whether it's required to be viewed or not. So make changes in README and I'll simply press enter. And you can see what are the changes I have been made. Uh, all the changes and deletions can be viewed over here, can be seen. And now you don't have to add the origin of the specified folder because I have cloned it and it's already there with all the relevant info in this Git folder. It has all the relevant infos which will be required to push it back. So now just simply write the git push command. Earlier I have written master because my branch was master, but right now it's main. So git push origin master. Oh, sorry. My, my bad. So now all the changes have been pushed. I will simply refresh. You can say, hello world. I hope everyone is doing well. And now, once you have ensured all the changes you have done has been pushed in your repo, now we will be raising a PR request to Musharraf so that Musharraf can see our request and merge it. And for that, you have to go to this section, contribute section. Go to over here, and you can see there is a request to raise PR request, that is open pull request. And just simply tap on this. You can write any message over here. It's the first exact changes which you have made, and now the description of the changes you have made. It's the basic way of doing things. It makes easier for developer to view the changes and read things what have been changed. So now I will be creating a simple. So I will added hello world in read. Let's give the exact description what changes you have made. And now I will create the pull request. And now Musharraf will be able to see exact pull request messages, everything, what I have raised and what changes I have made. So this is all about forking and raising PR request. So now I will request a guest speaker, Mr. Anshit Mishra, to continue.
Hello everyone. Thanks Ayush for giving me this opportunity. Hello everyone. My name is Anshit Mishra and I'm an open source contributor. Uh, I have founded a company called Rotanex. It's also an open source organization with more than thousands members working on open source projects, different kinds of projects that help other developers to build something new. I would like to explain what is open source and how you should contribute in it. Basically, open source is a platform like आपके पास एक ऐसी जगह है जहाँ पे आपको कोड मिल जाता है. आपको just you need to just change, get the code and change and contribute to it. We have different kinds of repos TensorFlow and all the other repos that we have in the current era. Let me just explain open source competition like GSOC, GitHub Game of, and Hackbridge. These are the competition that are now very popular nowadays. GSOC is a Google competition that Google represents to many people. Okay. Uh, Let me explain you what is open source basically. Open source is a platform where you can contribute your code and you can just modify and it to give you a vast community to help others to contribute in others repo. It gives you freedom to customize their code according to you. It gives you transparency, like you have a code, you can change it according to you, you can customize according to you, and flow the and you can make a flow according to you. If you like, as Ayush said, if you like that icon in a different way, you can change it according to you. That's called open source. And we have too many communities in the open source, too many different kinds of people working in this industry, and too many people getting internships through it. Like I have got two internship with the open source, and recently I have found an organization, as I have told, called Rotanex. In that we have too many different projects. I will be sharing with Ayush so that you guys all can have that repos and ideas. And here are some famous and like vast community, like Linux. As you all know, we have an Kali Linux and other kind of Linux operating. That is just an open source project. Like one person give it, just make it open source, and other person make it a vast open source community. And we have another project called TensorFlow. Everyone knows TensorFlow used in AI in a very large area, so that people can contribute to in open source and make it a very great community. I would like to call Mushraf for the doubt session. Thanks, Mushraf.
Okay, thank you, Anshit, for a wonderful explanation of what open source is. So, guys, we are waiting for doubts. If you guys have any doubt, you can just share with us now.
Feel free to ask anything you want to in the comment section. Please don't refrain and just simply ask all your doubts. We'll be, what to say, obliged to help you.
Mic off करके बोल रहे थे.
So, Abhishek asked a question like during requesting a PR, can the person to whom I have sent the request see the changes directly if I don't give a description? Yes, they can see the changes you have made and without a description. But description really recommended to give because so the developer can exactly know what you have done. Because in the commit message you can't write a paragraph because it has to be short and precise. So it's really recommended to write description, and yes, they can view what you have changed, made the changes without any description. I hope that will resolve your doubt. If you have more questions, please feel free to ask.
So, guys, can you tell me how many of you are now comfortable for using GitHub? Guys, we are still waiting for doubts. If you have, please share with us. Okay, Ashwarya is asking a bit more about open source. So, Anshit, would you like to explain a bit more about open source?
Yeah, sure. Basically, Aishwarya, open source is a like a platform where you have a code, like different kinds of code, different kinds of repo. You just need to pick and according to you. Like you are expert in HTML or in other React, you find an repo and you just fork it, and you make changes according to you in that site. Like I have contributed in a site in a repo, in a 10 screw repo in which I have contributed. Firstly, I just changes in the documentation part and just started interaction with the community and just around taking it round around, just checking the code, what is code, how it's working, and then I started contributed in it. Uh, and then I started contributed. When I started contributing in it, I would like I have meet too many pupils with different kinds of persons. They guided me how to contribute it. Basically you just need to according to them, like they have an particular rules and sections. According to you have to just contribute according to them. Just learn their code and change they, like you feel this button doesn't feeling like it's not feeling good for me, you just change and give it to them. If they feel yeah it's looking good now, then they will accept your PR and merge it. And according to your commits and according to your contributions, they will give you an other, like different kinds of badges and other kinds of stuff. That depends on the other kind of communities. In our communities we given a badges according to their particular contributions. And when you contribute in open source, you have an like open world platform. You are not just stuck with only one job or only one project. You have too many different kinds of projects. You can work on different projects. Like you feel I'm not feeling good with this project, I wanted to change, you can change. You are not restricted with one. You can change as many projects as you want, and you can go as long as you want to go with open source. And talking a bit more about open source, like you have a particular repos in which you contribute. That's the simple rule of open source. You have to like contribute in a repo that have fit best fit according to you.
So, thank you,
Exactly.
Anshit, for the explanation. So, Keshav asked, can we fork a private repo? No, we can't fork a private repo. Actually, it won't be visible to us unless and until we give the permission who actually wants to access that. ठीक है, जैसे कि एक पब्लिक रेपो होता है, एक प्राइवेट रेपो होता है. पब्लिक रेपो इज विजिबल फॉर एवरीवन, बट फॉर प्राइवेट रेपो वी कैन ऐड सम लिमिटेशंस कि दिस पर्सन ओनली कैन सी द रेपो and fork the repo, right? One of the person has asked difference between SSH and HTTPS. Surely we'll be making the videos for this. This session is only for GitHub. So if you are asking about cloning SSH and HTTPS, uh, it is it is just it is just cloning. It is just a way of cloning. SSH is a secured way of cloning, and HTTPS use a hypertext transfer protocol cloning. So it's a different topic. We'll be making more like boot camps for this. So next question is, what are the advantages and disadvantages of using open source tools? So Anshit, would you like to answer this question?
Yeah. Open source tools, basically first major difference is open source tools are free. You can use as you can use like if you wanted to customize according to you, you can customize it firstly, and you can use freely. You don't need to pay any charges for the open source tools. Like you have an other kind. If you use VLC, VLC is also an open source tool. If you use Linux, the Linux is an also an open source tool. You don't need to pay any kind of money or anything else. And if you want to customize according to you, you wanted to change color, you wanted to change icons, you can change according to you. That's the power of open source. And talking about more open source tools, we have more tools for cloud networking, we have more tools for computing, we have more tools for AI generation. That kind of tools are present nowadays. You can just go and get that code and run into your local machine, and you can use it. That's the main benefit of open source. I think it make it clear.
Thank you, Anshit. So Rajiv got a basic idea about GitHub. Okay, this bootcamp was only for basic idea about GitHub. We'll be surely making more bootcamps about detailed GitHub in future endeavors. So any more question, guys? We are waiting. So guys, you can try out the GitHub, and if you feel stuck at any or at any point, you can just ping us on our community page. Let it be a GDSC community or the web dev community. We'll be surely helping you. We'll be waiting some minutes more for doubts.
Don't be shy. Feel free to ask. We are here to solve your queries.
So we have a question: how can we configure the local machine GitHub so that anyone can push or pull? I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. How can you configure local machine or your repo?
If you're asking that whether you can use this one Git to push all push all the repos and pull all the repos, then no. You can use only specific one ID at a time. If you want to change IDs and then so that everyone can use your specific system, then you have to how to say reconfigure your global username and password and the registered email so that everyone can push, pull, and do all the changes that they want to on GitHub.
So like the configuration can be done globally. It will be for your system, but for each repo you have to initialize a repo. For each project you have to initialize a different repo. Okay. I hope your doubt is clear. Yeah, surely we'll be having more sessions on GitHub. This is just an introductory session about what exactly is Git and GitHub to give you a raw idea so that you can start working on GitHub. Yeah, I'll be sharing all the PPTs in the community group and along with the resources that you can follow. So thank you guys for attending this session. We are wrapping up this session. Hope you guys enjoyed. Um, and please stay tuned for the future bootcamps. We'll be surely uh, giving a more bootcamps about GitHub and more technologies that would be really helpful for you.